My name is Gabriel Santos. I am 16 years old. And on November 3rd, I died for 10 minutes when our truck rolled over 4 times on Route 85. I was in the back seat looking at my phone, barely paying attention to Dad driving me to soccer practice. My little sister Maria was watching videos on her tablet next to me. The snow was falling so hard that Dad kept asking me to help with directions because he could not see the road signs. I remember being upset because I was right in the middle of watching this funny video. I did not look up. Then it happened. The big truck came from nowhere. Dad yelled. Maria dropped her tablet. My phone flew out of my hands as our car spun across 2 lanes. I remember the sound of metal hitting metal and glass breaking. Then nothing. But then I was floating above our car. I could see the ambulance. Lights flashing. People were running around below me. The snow was still falling, but I could not feel it. I watched as they pulled my body out of the wreck. My favorite red soccer shirt was torn. My face was covered in blood. Dad was crying, being held back by a police officer. Maria was already in an ambulance. I tried to yell, Dad, I am okay, I am right here. But he could not hear me. Then everything got really bright. The ambulances, the road, Dad. It all went away. I felt myself being pulled through what felt like a tunnel of light. It was not scary. It felt warm, like when you sit by the fire on a cold winter day. That is when I saw him. Jesus was standing there, and he was nothing like the pictures in church. He was, I do not even have words. Light came from him, but somehow I could still see his face. His eyes, they looked right through me like he knew every thought I had ever had, every mean thing I had ever said, every bad video I had ever watched. But he still loved me completely. When he smiled at me, I felt like I was home. Really home. Not like our house back in Denver, something deeper. Gabriel, he said my name, and it sounded like music. His voice was not loud, but it filled everything. I started crying. Not sad tears. I do not know how to explain it. I just felt everything at once. All the love I had ever wanted, and all the peace I never knew I needed. Am I dead? I asked him. For a little while he said, but I have something to show you first. Something important. He reached out his hand, and when I took it, suddenly we were somewhere else. It looked like a giant room with thousands of screens floating in the air. On each screen I could see kids my age, some younger, some older, all staring down at phones or tablets or computers. What is this? I asked. Jesus looked sad. This is what I see every day. These are the children I love, but they cannot hear me anymore. As we walked through the room, I could see closer. Each screen showed someone like me hunched over, scrolling without thinking. Their eyes looked empty. But the weird thing was around each person were these shadows, dark figures that whispered things into their ears. What are those? I whispered, moving closer to Jesus. The enemy's workers, he said. They speak lies through the screens. He brought me to one screen where a girl about my age was crying while scrolling through Instagram. Around her neck was what looked like a heavy chain, and at the end of it was her phone. The shadows were putting more links on the chain with every swipe of her finger. Her name is Carmen. Jesus said she believes she is ugly because she does not look like the fake images she sees. She spends 7 hours every day comparing herself to lies. I felt sick because that was me too. I remembered feeling bad in my bedroom because my friend Jake posted pictures from his birthday party that I was not invited to. I had spent 4 hours that night scrolling through everyone's perfect lives, feeling worse and worse. Jesus touched the screen, and I could hear Carmen's thoughts. Nobody would care if I was not here anymore. Look how happy everyone else is. But that is not true, I said. And people would care. You understand, Jesus said quietly. But she cannot hear the truth anymore. The voices from her screen are too loud. We moved to another screen. A boy, maybe 13, was playing a violent game. With each kill in the game, the shadows around him grew bigger. He looked pale with dark circles under his eyes. He has not slept more than 3 hours a night for 2 years. Jesus said the games were made to keep him there, to make him need them. His parents do not know he is playing until 4 in the morning every night. His anger is growing. His ability to feel sorry for others is shrinking. I thought about Maria and how she had thrown her controller at me last week when Mom made her turn off her game for dinner. Jesus showed me more screens. Kids sending mean messages to classmates while laughing. Girls taking bad pictures to get attention. Boys watching violent and sexual content that made the shadows around them dance with joy. Everywhere. Phones and tablets glowed like little prisons. Gabriel, Jesus said, turning to me. Do you know how many hours you have spent looking at a screen in your life? I shook my head. He waved his hand, and I saw what looked like an hourglass, but instead of sand, it was filled with moments of my life. Moments I would never get back. I saw myself sitting on the couch while my grandpa tried to tell me stories about his childhood, but I was watching YouTube. I saw hundreds of sunsets I had missed because I was taking selfies instead of actually looking at them. I saw myself ignoring my sister when she wanted to play because I could not pause my TikTok scrolling. 9,876 hours, Jesus said quietly. That is how much of your life was given to a screen. I did the math in my head. That was over a year of my life gone. But everyone does it, I whispered, feeling ashamed. Yes, Jesus said. And that is why I am showing you this. The enemy has found a way into every home, every bedroom, every mind without anyone noticing. Parents give their children these devices without understanding they are handing them poison in small addictive doses. Then Jesus showed me something that broke my heart. He showed me hundreds of moments where he had tried to speak to me when I was alone in my room or walking to school or lying in bed at night. Times when his presence was there when he wanted to comfort me or guide me. But every single time I had reached for my phone instead. I had chosen the noise over his voice. The greatest trick, Jesus said, was making everyone believe they are connected, when they are actually more alone than ever. Tears were streaming down my face now. I am sorry, I said. I did not know. Jesus put his arm around me. This is why you are seeing this, Gabriel, because others need to know. Then he showed me one more scene. It was our living room, but different. My family was playing a board game. No phones in sight. Everyone was laughing. Outside it was snowing just like the day of the accident. But inside it was warm and bright. I could almost smell Mom's cookies baking. This could have been tonight, Jesus said softly. If the phones had been put away. My heart felt like it was breaking. I never realized how much I had missed by staring at a screen. Gabriel, Jesus said, your time here is not finished. You have an important message to share. But I do not want to go back, I said, and I meant it. Being with him felt so good, so right. I want to stay with you. He smiled that smile that made me feel completely loved. I am always with you, Gabriel, but your family needs you, and others need to hear what you have seen. Will they listen? I asked. Someone, he said. And that is enough to start changing things. He touched my forehead, and suddenly I felt myself being pulled back away from his light through the tunnel again, faster and faster. Then pain. So much pain. Beeping machines, bright hospital lights, someone yelling, she is back. We have got a pulse. I gasped for air. My chest burning like I had swallowed fire. My whole body hurt. I could not move my right arm. There was a tube down my throat. The doctors called it a miracle. They said my heart had stopped for 10 minutes. They said I should have brain damage, but all my tests came back normal. They could not explain it. Dad cried for 2 days straight. Mom, who had been at work, refused to leave my hospital room after she arrived. Maria made me a card that said, best brother ever. Even though I had been pretty mean to her lately. When they finally took the breathing tube out, the first thing I said was, where is my phone? Mom looked surprised. Honey, it was destroyed in the crash. And I started crying, not because I missed my phone, but because I was relieved it was gone. It took weeks before I could tell them everything I had seen. At first I was afraid they would not believe me, but something had changed in me, and they could see it. The first night I was home from the hospital, I asked everyone to put their phones in a basket. Then I told them about Jesus, about the screens, about the shadows, about the moments we had lost. I told them how the devices we think keep us connected are actually tearing us apart. Dad cried. I had never seen him cry before. That was 8 months ago. Our house is different now. We have a phone box that all devices go into during family time. We started playing board games on Saturday nights. Mom deleted most of her social media apps. Dad stopped bringing his laptop home from work. Maria still plays games, but with a timer, and mostly ones we can play together. The hardest part was going back to school and telling my friends. Some of them thought I was weird now. Some stopped hanging out with me because I would not spend lunch period scrolling through TikTok anymore, but some listened. My best friend Alex deleted Snapchat after I told him what I saw. He said he had been feeling more worried and sad lately, but could not figure out why. Now he is sleeping better. His mom sent my mom a thank you text. I still struggle sometimes. Those apps are made to pull you back in. Sometimes I borrow Mom's phone and find myself mindlessly scrolling before I even realize what I am doing. The habit is strong, but now I can feel when it is happening. Like Jesus opened my eyes to see the chains. If you are watching this, I want you to try something just for one day. Put your phone away. Look at the people around you. Really look at them. Listen when they talk. Feel the sun on your face without taking a picture of it. You might be surprised by what you hear in the quiet. Jesus told me that the enemy cannot create anything. He can only twist what God made. He took our need for connection and twisted it into something that actually makes us alone. He took our desire to be known and loved and convinced us that likes and followers could fill that hole. They cannot. They never will. I know some people will not believe my story. That is okay. But if you are a parent watching this, please hear me. Your kids need you to be brave. They need you to set boundaries they cannot set for themselves. They need you to create space where God's voice can be louder than the screens. And if you are my age watching this, know that you are worth more than your follower count. The filtered, perfect lives you see online are not real. The shadows want you to believe you are missing out. But the truth is, real life is happening right now all around you. And Jesus is trying to get your attention. Maybe this video is one way he is doing that. I do not have all the answers. I am just a 16-year-old boy who died for 10 minutes and came back different. But I know what I saw. I know what I felt. And I know we cannot keep living like this. Heads down, thumbs scrolling, hearts empty. Put down your phone. Look up. He is waiting to show you what really matters. Because the truth is, none of us know how much time we have left. And I do not want to waste another second of mine on shadows and screens. My name is Gabriel Santos. I died on November 3rd. And Jesus sent me back to tell you.